title of this presentation is called Sales Success Strategies. I'm going to talk about 3 strategies, and we'll begin. The first one is called Persistence plus Practice equals Results. Okay? Everyone see it? This is a formula that I already started speaking about, and we're going to talk a little about it. So persistence versus practice equals results. You do these, you will get the result. That's going to take some persistence, some practice to get that. Terry Gardner wrote a book called How to Get Myself to Do What I Need to Do. And he talked about time and events. And he said there's no such thing as controlling time. Agreed? You can't control time. I don't have people that say, I don't have time. Yeah, you don't have time. But control the events in your time. And what Terry did is took a piece of paper and he wrote down his morning from 6 in the morning all the way to 1 in the morning. And he put down what he did for 7 days. So every morning, breakfast was an event. Lunch was an event. Dinner was an event. Going out for dinner was an event. And what he saw was he had windows throughout his day where he can get things done. At that point, he was just sold his retail business and got involved in his own business. So he needed to set up time to make phone calls, to do follow-ups, to go and go to the gym or go to meetings. But seeing the whole thing on one page was very, very impactful. And the joke he used is, what is a Pampale? What is a Pampale? Smartphone, one of those phones? Okay. The other thing was like, I have these Blackberries, right? So people have these Blackberries and they put all their days in this Blackberry and they expect to live through this thing? And Terry says, yeah, you can go until I have, 7 o'clock, this person, 9 o'clock, this, but the day is like this small. We have a piece of paper this big. It's a big difference. And for years, there's day timers and day runners. If you open them up, they say they start the day at 8 o'clock in the morning till 5. Well, how about the rest of the hours before and after that? So what I realized with Terry's system was what I can really manage. And for myself, I have a very interesting lifestyle. So I plan my day around my lifestyle, and it actually works out. I get a lot accomplished because I see the events I'm using throughout my day. And it really helps out. I've been using it for years. And I'm telling you, it's really, really powerful. So, as we move on, he talks about the Blackberry and the pen, and I told you a little about that. The next thing is, as entrepreneurs, we have to talk to people in various ways. By email, by the phone. So let's use the phone as an example. What Terry realized is that we need momentum. So if we want to make calls, say at a particular window in our day, okay? So say for example it was between 7 and 7:30, make half-hour calls. Now if we start at 7 o'clock, we're going to have a hard time getting the car going, right? It's going to be hard. So what is it? You step back. Remember I said about momentum? Well, if you start a little earlier and get forward going, the half an hour will go quick. This is what I did. It's like, okay, I got to make phone calls. So what I did is I had a list of people, but the first 5, 6 people I called were warm contacts. So I wasn't going to get rejected that easily, or it was going to be a little bit of a warm contact. And what happened was I got to those 5. By the time I got to my colds, I was like going. And what Terry devised, he called it click and prick. Well, you snap your finger. Make a call, snap your finger. Make a call, snap your finger. Make a call, snap your finger. It's called the MCR technique. And I was like, that's actually interesting. So I used that for a bit, and then I had the easy button. I used the easy button. And what it did is that the half an hour just kind of flew by. And because I managed the half an hour and his sheet I'll bring it next week is very detailed, I saw that it gave me that guideline to move. And a lot of entrepreneurs, because they don't see their time, but you can see your events in your day. That's why the sheet was getting powerful. I can see what I'm doing. That I'm like, I that in 5 minutes? Because the sheet, there's in between the 7 and the 8, there's 5-minute increments. So between 7 and 7:15, there's 5 minutes. So like, I did all those phone calls in 5 minutes? Wow. Huh, I'm a genius, right? So then, it wasn't about time, it was about me trying to beat time. Trying to beat this many calls in 30 minutes. I was like, I make 10 calls in 5 minutes, I can make 15 calls in 5 minutes. Right? And then when I called her, I can make 100 calls, this happened because I had motion. And that's the one thing I noticed about entrepreneurs is that the motion is not moving forward. They're not kind of planning a little bit. And a lot of other books I read is about that process, about moving forward. Okay? And this is why I keep repeating about momentum to people all the time. Is keep at it. Keep moving forward. Get past the no. Keep at it. Okay? Make sense? Okay? Make sense, everybody? The other thing that hurts entrepreneurs is procrastination. Remember that about procrastination? Anybody knows that word procrastination? Yeah, actually they're having a meeting next door, but it got delayed till next week. You know, like, yeah, they're procrastinating already, but moving with the meeting. Okay? That's what procrastination is all about, and I was king of that. I was king of that. I still am a little bit sometimes. What I realized is I had to go back to the planner. I had to go back to here and stick to the plan, and it'll work. Stick to it. It's not the easiest things. You've got to get into the habit. We'll be talking about in a few minutes. It's about the habit you set. If you do that, the process of procrastination will go away. So one of the ways you can do procrastination is, everybody have favorite quotes? Everybody have favorite quotes? What's your favorite quote? You have a quote?
There's a quote.
Okay, what's one of them?
Honestly, the last one I can remember was Gordon Gekko. It's, stop spreading lies about you, and stop telling the truth about you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I have, get connected, make it happen. There's a Nike, just do it. What I was doing is I was writing them down on a piece of paper, putting them on my wall. And I would look at them. I had one by Donald Trump. I had all sorts of ones there. And that was my motivation to move forward. I had pictures of things that I wanted. I put it on the wall. In my car when I was making calls, I had pictures of Australia. I have cars of a Porsche. That was my goal. Now, one of my goals is now my own homes. I have cars, pictures of condos, houses in front of me. Always looking at my dream. Always looking at it. I'm looking in my condo. I'm visualizing a treadmill today. Close my eyes, picture I'm off the treadmill. But I'm embodying it. I was skipping today. Couldn't get the skipping up over. Okay, relax, Jim. Okay, visualize the skipping, and then I was like skipping like crazy because I just had to relax. Okay, a lot of things that I do apply to the success that I have in overcoming the phone. Okay, it's really, really important. The next one is 21 days. There's been studies done about this, and the most powerful example I have is about a movie that came out. And it's actually based on a true story. Everybody heard about this before? Okay. It's called The Experiment. A number of years ago, a doctor said, okay, we want to see if we can get people to change. That was the scope of the idea. But it is this. They got 6 people who were going to be prisoners. We're dressed as prisoners, we'll treat them as prisoners. They got 6 other people who are going to be the wardens and the disciplinarians. That's their job. Okay? So they had at the bottom of basement of the school. They set cells up and everything. It was as true to the form as it could be. What ended up happening was unbelievable. The project ended in 6 days. 6 days. It ended. They made 2 movies out of this thing that happened. 2 movies were made. Why? Because the people who were the prisoners, the people who were the orderlies, believed that's what they were. They embodied, they became that. It became so bad that if the people were being unruly, they strip them down naked, dust them with water. They make them get at 5 o'clock in the morning, do push-ups, line up. I mean, they embodied that. It got ridiculous. The people watching it, they were watching it, recording everything, they were like, oh my God. Like they, not only were playing the part, they were being the part. Like they were being that person. I mean, more than any actor in the world, paying them, they were doing it for free. They became that. They canceled it, they brought the ambulance, the police in, people who needed psychological help. After it, for months. And it proved a point. And it was a very strong example, but it proved a point that you can use this thing in very powerful ways. It was a very powerful example. The other example I'll share with you is my cousin. He recently got his real estate license last year. And he was very happy about it. But the story behind that was that in school, he didn't do too well in school. He became a hairstylist, did it for years, loved it. But then he decided, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to be a hairstylist for the rest of my life. So he put his butt down, put his head in the books, and got his real estate license. And me and my mom was like, Peter did it! Because for years, say Peter wasn't good at school. My mom always used Peter as an example.
Cautionary tale.
Huh?
Cautionary tale.
Yeah, Peter this way. I go, now, can't use it on Peter anymore! You know, now she doesn't use it anymore. Now Peter wants to become a broker. She's taking another license. And I was happy for him. And he's just transformed himself into a... He was a professional already. He dealt with... He was a hairstylist. He did really well in his industry. But he transformed into a really great real estate professional. We went on looking for houses with him, condos, doing everything. And a few little things that we have to work on. But minor things we'll work on. But those two examples, ladies and gentlemen, were great. The only last example that I'll share with you is a quick story where they had an experiment where they had these people wear these glasses, and the glasses were inverted. Okay, you can go online and check this story out. Inverted. And what the story was, for 21 days they wore their glasses inverted, so they saw everything upside down. What happened at the end is that it took them another 21 days to figure everything right side up again. Okay? The things we have in our head are very powerful. So when I tell you about what people say to me and what they write in their emails, it's actually a very powerful thing they're telling themselves. They're actually doing it to themselves and they don't even realize they're doing it. And I'm trying to say, stop doing that. You're only hurting yourself. You've got to watch your language. Okay? Alright? Stop it.